Hello everybody, welcome back to the Black Diamond Couch. We're here in Innsbruck at the Black Diamond headquarters at the KI, which stands for Kletterzentrum Innsbruck. And there's the World Cup going on at the moment. Today we saw the qualification round for men and women, and tonight there's gonna be the semi-final lead round. But we're here to talk about the Boulder semi-final and finals, which took place yesterday. We have a ton of guests who are a bit late, but I'm sure they will make it for when it's their turn. And we have a clip ready for you to show you the Boulder round, because I was there in front row watching it, but I honestly remember half of what happened. So here's the highlight video. Roll the clip.
The last 6 athletes faced an enormous crowd who were in a boisterous mood as the evening light settled on the stadium. Boulder 1 had a big final move with potential for barn door swings. Japan's Ritsu Kayatani almost got it, but not quite. The other athletes found things a little easier, with Sota Amagasa the first climber out and sending it second go. His teammate Meichi Narasaki got it in 3 attempts, while Toby Roberts equalled Meichi's attempts to the top. Serato and Raku, however, went one better, launching his way through for a flash.
Elias, he has enough time to top it.
42 seconds, he might have another time for 2, but he'd like to get it done now.
Yeah, but he's very determined to go for it. There you go.
Brilliant from Elias.
Beautiful.
Boulder 2 proved to be the hardest of the set, and the first sequence shut everyone down. It was a move to a block crimp that caused problems, but the second sequence was also tricky, and no one could even get to the zone.
How did you perform, right?
There you go. Look, he put his right foot in his screw hole there.
Yeah, I think the Squama are very good for that. The point is amazing.
Yes, that worked well.
Boulder 3 was a pretty straightforward slab. Ritsu Kayatani tickled the final hold, but couldn't make the match. Elias Kruger also only got to the zone, but Sota Amagasa sent the problem in just 2 tries. Meichi did it in 3, while Serato impressively, once again, flashed the climb.
Would not necessarily be giving it 100% here.
Yeah, and it's very close now from the date. It's not like you have like a lot of time to recover if you're injured.
The problem is athletes tend to be fairly competitive, and self-preservation won't be one of those things that comes into their mind.
Yeah, I think that's when the coaches are very important to say like, nope, you're not gonna compete, or like think twice, what are you doing?
Yes. But also climbers are very stubborn.
Yeah.
I know a few of them.
Yeah.
Stubborn competitive climbers for sure.
Here comes Toby.
Oh, this is his flash. Go! It is a flash.
Go easily.
Wow, massive for Toby.
So it all came down to Boulder 4. And as we know by now from the setters, it was a spectacular one. Ritsu couldn't get onto the podium by this stage, but he still fought hard. Getting the zone in 10 attempts, touching the last holds, but settling for 6th place. Elias left nothing behind. Full energy and commitment from him, and he was quicker to the zone in just 4 goes. He ended up 5th. In 4th was Toby. He had the opportunity to potentially win if he had finished it, but he struggled with the moves into the zone and received no score. Serato might also have won, the Japanese athlete trying everything on the final press move, from mantles to muscle-ups, but no top. A bronze medal for Serato. Meichi Narasaki took silver, screaming his way through the final move, shoulders just about holding on, clearly at 100% effort in front of the appreciative crowd. So Sota Amagasa takes victory, with a top in just 4 goes. His first ever gold and a great climb from the Boulder specialist.
For the twist, dynamic, wow!
That was explosive out. Well, he's got to do another explosive move. That was so cool.
He's going to push and mantle. There you go.
Yes, he does hold it. Sota Amagasa is on a different level right now as well. That's 3 out of 3.
I can't repeat like a dream now, but today is my performance is really good. I think almost perfect.
So with that, the boulder competition comes to an end and we refocus our attention onto lead. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day, so make sure you subscribe to join us for all the action.
So that's what happened last night at the Boulder comp. I'm sorry if you missed it. That was, I should have said like a big spoiler alert beforehand, but yeah, spoilers. There's gonna be way many spoilers during this this live stream. So if you haven't watched it yet, well, no, keep watching the live stream and you can watch the comp afterwards. But before I go ahead, I gotta say that we have a live chat going on. So ask any questions that you want. Behind the camera, there's Flo and Seb. They're gonna be reading out the questions. And also we've got a really special giveaway today and tomorrow, because I did forget about it yesterday. There's this crag bag from Black Diamond, and inside there are a bunch of goodies like chalk bags and hats, and there's even this like boulder bucket. We'll be giving it away during this live stream and tomorrow. So keep watching to actually enter this giveaway and you might have the chance to win it. So, as a first guest, and in the million cue cards that I have, I've got a really special person that it's kind of thanks to him that we're sitting here today. He's a legend in his own right. There's a beautiful Black Diamond video about him. So, we've got a clip ready. Roll the clip, and we'll chat with Reini right afterwards.
Without him, I wouldn't have achieved anything. He really shaped me as a climber.
Everything I know about climbing, I know from him. I really always looked up to him.
He is maybe the biggest influencer of the Tyrolean climbing scene, both indoor and outdoors. He developed so many thousands of routes, and at the same time he was running the climbing gym in Innsbruck and made it happen that we get the biggest climbing gym in Austria.
So, as you saw in that clip, Reini is the managing director here at the KI. He's also the former Austrian coach, an accomplished climber in his own right, has searched, developed, and bolted a ton of crags and multi-pitch routes around Austria and the world. Come on in. Hello. Hi, good to meet you. Oh, you are tall. They told me that you were like 2 meters tall. Yes. We've got a little white spot that's, yes, you can take the microphone up. Hello, thanks for joining me. Do you mind holding the microphone?
Like this? Where do I have to watch you?
Yes, I'll be talking to you. I'll ignore this. How are you doing? Because I saw you talking for like all these days now.
Yeah, it's busy. I'm tired, but I had a sleep in my office. Just I had 5 minutes for me, so it's okay.
So you sleep here at work?
Yeah, I have a sofa as well, so sometimes I need just 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get down.
Nice, because I was asking here our colleague at Black Diamond, what don't you do? Because you're a route setter here at the KI, you're the managing director. What does that entail? What's your day-to-day job actually? Yeah,
sometimes I feel like a facility manager. I do everything, just clean up. If there is something on the floor, I keep it up, and have to organize everything with the Austrian Federation. I do speaker. Normally in the gym, I do route setting. I'm the CEO, so yeah, I do marketing. I do everything. But sometimes I'm just lucky because it seems that it happens to us. The climbing happens to us.
Well, I gotta say also here in Austria, you have a ton of really talented climbers. What was the idea behind the KI?
The idea behind the KI was to create a big climbing area where the competition climbing can be in the same area than the commercial climbing. So that I don't want it to close any gym or any more a gym because of a competition. I wanted the climbers to be there, to join the athletes, to join the competition, and therefore you need a big gym. And it was a challenge to go to this big gym, but it was worth working on it about more than 10 years.
I gotta say, for anybody who's watching and has never been here to Innsbruck, That's exactly what this gym is, though. It's not just a bunch of words. I mean, the first day we walked in, we all never were here in Innsbruck before, and we could just see like, yeah, normal climbers, like on a 6B, on a 6C, right next to Stefano, and there was like Jakob Schubert. So even that, and it's quite, quite nice, the interaction, like kids running around. Like, it's not like you have the strongest climbers in the world, but it's not like an exclusive gym. So I gotta say that was really nice. That was really nice to see. And you are a speaker as well at the World Cup. And last night we saw the men's boulder final. I gotta ask, was that last boulder for tall people?
No, it wasn't. It was for smaller people.
You think so?
Yeah, you realized the tallest one was not able to do it.
Oh no, made she?
Yeah, but the first try he wanted to do it.
That's
he
true.
wanted to do it statically.
Yeah.
And it was no chance. And the smallest climber, he was the first. He did it in first try.
Because he popped up.
Yes.
Okay, I was like so convinced it was like for tall climbers.
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but I'm sure.
But that's why we have you here on to discuss and talk about these things. Yeah. And what was your favorite boulder to watch people climb, and which of the boulders you would have liked to climb?
Yeah, usually I want to climb every boulder, but I'm just too weak for those.
You can try the moves, though.
Yeah, but the kind of moves, they are all interesting. I love all the 4 different kinds of boulders. There's always the physical boulder. Then the other boulder is called the electric boulder. Then there's the technical boulder, and there's the coordinative boulder. I like all these 4 styles.
What was the electric, as in electric, that like it's an electric shock, you have to go quickly, or like the explosiveness
exactly.
of it? Okay.
Exactly. It's mentioned to the upper section of the body to do this puff, puff, mostly for hands and fingers. And it's called electric because you already realized what's going on. Puff. Yeah.
Energy. All right. And you've seen climbing here in Austria develop through the years. And you are currently developing the climbing at this gym and internationally. Do you set up like international comps or training comps here at the gym for also international athletes?
No, I used to be an international route setter in the 90s. I set many comps all around the world. I did the Asian Cups. I was the chief route setter, international chief route setter to teach the route setters in Asia and in America. And I do the route setting now in the gym, but maybe up to 8A, 8B, but not more anymore. And the rest is done by international legends.
And how would you say that the route setting styles have changed since the 90s to now?
Yeah, in the 90s it was more a physical check. If you have finger
enough.
powers, if you're strong enough, you can climb it. Now the kind of holes and the kind of moves changed, and especially the bouldering, changed the whole route setting. If you're watching my gym, you don't see any more routes with just small chucks. It's everywhere. There's big holes on it. Also in the 6B, in the 5C, there are big holes. I mean, maybe one hole costs the same than in the 90s one route.
Yeah, that was one of my questions yesterday to one of the route setters, like how much is actually the lead route?
Yeah,
because that
5,000 euros minimum.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And as a speaker here at the World Cup in Innsbruck, what has been one of the most memorable moments?
I remember Colin Duffy winning the same bouldering and lead together. It was amazing. He was so young.
Yeah.
Nobody knew him before here in Europe, and he went out with this smile, young, without any pressure, and he won both competitions. And then in the end, I saw him sitting somewhere in an angle with the flowers in his hand and phoning to his mother.
That's adorable.
I have a photo of this, and it's incredible. This was a really crazy moment.
I remember the comment. That was special. As in, you're right. Like out of nowhere, like this kid comes and sends, I think, first the boulder and then the lead. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's an all-round climber. That's the new generation of climbers. And I gotta say, at this comp, like we saw a new wave of climbers come in, like a younger generation. What do you think right now is the biggest challenge for a young athlete?
To be honest, we already had young climbers in the beginning of 2000. I remember David Lama winning this first competition. He was 15, his first World Cup competition. Yeah. I remember one of Ernst Johanna, an Austrian, being world champion with 16. So this always happened. It always happened. The challenge for them is to get old in the comps. Okay. You know, because mostly they are fit in between 16 and 18, and then they lose their happiness. They get under pressure, and then it's harder for them to win. And sometimes, or mostly, the level goes down, and then they have to wait until it comes. No, Jacob is now 37. No?
Yeah, and he's peaking now.
Yeah, but for the young climbers, it's the most challenge is to get out of this small hole after getting 18 or 19.
And I gotta say, though, you are a great example for these young climbers because you're still so stoked about climbing. You're still in it like 300%. What do you think keeps you motivated?
I mean, climbing is my life. I'm getting 60 next year.
Oh, congratulations. So, almost.
But I live the climbing. If I'm not in the gym, I'm outdoor. I'm still setting routes. I'm still opening new routes, multi-pitch routes. And I think I'll never stop.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, there is longevity in climbing, and I hope that all the youngsters out there also know it. And yeah, people like Jakob Schubert is such a great example. And we have a question from the audience. Go ahead, Flo.
So the question is, what did he learn through the years of seeing some of the best competitors training?
The only it's a philosophy.
Philosophy. Climbing philosophy?
It's a climbing philosophy. Life is changing and life is going on. You will be good, you will be bad, and I don't know how to say it. If you're in a good shape, just try to put all your energy in the climbing. Don't lose energy, but be aware that life can change quickly, and there are good times and there are bad times. In the end, it's the most important thing is to be lucky and to be happy.
Thank you. I gotta say on that, change is the only constant that we have in life.
Yes.
And especially as climbers, we have to adapt. Yeah. So thank you so much. We have one last random question for you. You gotta pick it out of this chalk bag. And for who's watching, this is the Olympic special collection of black diamonds. So go ahead. It's really random. It can be anything. There's even like dog pictures. Yep, that's it. Open? Go ahead, go ahead.
If you could name a route, what would you call it?
And as you can see in the Black Diamond video of Reini, he prefers not to actually name routes.
In addition to all this, what happened here, it's so loud, it's so many things to see and to watch. My favorite name would be Silent Cinema.
Silent Cinema.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe in Flatanger next to silence. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty, what have we got next? I honestly forgot. I need my little notepad. We have a clip from the semi-final round because a special guest all the way from Thailand/Seattle is joining us today. So roll the clip.
I see a lot of people from Thailand competing anyway, and yeah, it's impressive.
It is impressive. He moved from Bangkok to the States, lives in Seattle now, part of the vertical world community out there. His 8th World Cup and certainly an up-and-comer. Finals are ticketed and those tickets are like very precious at the moment.
Yeah, I think every round is sold out from what I heard.
That's what I've heard, yeah. It's one of the biggest events of the year here in Innsbruck, of course. sort of, to me, really signals the start of this European season. He gets that left hand on the zone, so points on the board for him. Much better on the slope as well.
Yeah, looked close.
He's got to go quickly. Slightly, not mistimed it, but he went in a moment where he meant he couldn't really rest enough.
Yeah, but I think it should be enough. He's really fast to the lower section already now.
Yeah, I think it was just a foot pop before, maybe.
And then it's only 2 more moves to the top. You can do them.
So left hand on, he gets reset. He will do this jump again. Again, held it for a second before spinning.
Yeah, for a moment I thought he had it.
Meanwhile, this is Ard on the second to last move. He's into the zone. The fact the zone is right next to the top says that this move could be pretty tricky here.
He had no good feet. You can see him slipping off and trying to hold on.
Yeah, he's got to bring that right foot into play somehow.
I'm wondering if you can do a knee bar in the big black one with your right foot, but maybe the foot hold is too small, too bad.
Ard goes again, one hand on the top. It won't count. You have to match it with both hands and show control to get the points for it.
Bend. That's a show of strength.
It really is. That was a great move. Well, Ard will go once more. Time is running out slowly, 46 seconds on the clock. Looks in a better position here, though. Can he just get... No. Bumps up our left hand. He's into this swinging position. He's just doing the top hop, not using the bottom one. And I guess that allows him to face the direction he's jumping. Oh. And Ard not really making progress yet on this jump. Needs to learn the movement quickly here. That's better, as I said it, there we go. Jumps over now, but from here on, the holds just get progressively worse.
Yeah, I think it's not over once you get the zone hold.
No, it's halfway done, isn't it? That right hand terrible and blocks. Slopey pinch on the left.
Hello. So that was a clip of Ard during the semi-final round. He actually placed 7th, so almost in the finals. So Ard, first question, how do you pronounce your surname?
Intrachupongse. So 5 of those letters are silenced. So
that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
it might sound like Intrachupongse, but it's just Intrachupongse.
And tell us a bit about yourself, because you speak perfect English, but you're from Thailand.
Yes.
So what's the story there?
In 2015, my parents got some issues with, the business over there that we owned. So in 2016, we decided to move over to Seattle just for school and better life and, just community and more opportunities.
And the opportunity, I guess, also
Happens
resulted
to be climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually started climbing in Thailand 2 years before that, and I competed in Asian Youth Championship on my first year of climbing over there. But then, this whole situation happened, and then I had to move over to Seattle. And yeah, I continued climbing there, but it was difficult because it was like I was on top of my game. I was on top of the country. I was winning all the comps in Thailand, and I moved to America. And first comp, I think I got like 9th or something, and it was just a fun little comp. And
But also, yeah, I guess that was like a big life change.
Oh, absolutely. But something had to change. I knew that I had to really, step up my game and really train harder and get stronger if I want to continue doing what I'm doing.
And you clearly have stepped up your game. And now maybe, well, it's the next day. I guess the feelings have settled in a bit. How do you feel after that semi-final round?
It's still, surreal. It's still feel like a dream, It's just, I've wanted to be here for so long, for so many years, and now that I'm here and really get to compete and going through rounds, it's been amazing. I just loved every second of it.
And let's take it a step back. After the qualification round that went super well for you, what did you think going into the semi-final round?
I won already. I achieved my goal, Every competition I always just wanted to make semi-final, and now that I did, everything from there it's only up. I can't go down anymore, so I just want to go out there and no expectation. I just want to really enjoy and take in every moment that I can.
And I gotta say, that definitely showed yesterday while you were competing.
You.
You did have like so much charisma, and you were like smiling all throughout the competition.
Yeah.
But also like you're a new face on the scene, so
totally.
like, that's super cool to see. And just talk me through the boulder. So what happened on boulder number 1? What happened when you walked out and you saw the boulder for the first time?
Yeah. Well, admittedly, I am, I still don't know how to deal with my emotions and especially during semifinal rounds, because it's a completely new round that I have never experienced before. And truthfully, I was very, very nervous. So my body kind of froze up a little bit. I lost my flow. I didn't know what I was doing, but and clearly, as you see, I missed the first jib, which was crucial in the route. I was just super nervous. I didn't really know what I was doing, but after second, third attempt, I started calm myself down, take a bit more time, take a couple of deep breaths and kind of settle in a little bit for, the next boulders.
And what about boulder 2? I mean, because I have to mention, like, it looked on the outside, it looked like a really hard round, and you were like, I think the second climber out.
Yes.
So when you were already getting all these zones, it looked like we didn't know what it meant for the competition.
No, totally,
yet,
totally.
Which was like almost enough for finals in reality.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened on that second boulder?
So I was just, this whole weekend, it's just been very lucky that a lot of the routes were just my style, very, futuristic, very dynamic, and just very, coordination. Thankfully, I found the right beta on the first go and flashed the zone. But the last move is it's different. It's just on a different level. And, as you have seen, it was just Serrato who got it. And man, props to him. That route was hard. That one move was really, really hard.
And how does it feel to climb on an international level next to people like Serrato?
It's an honor. It's, you're climbing among... Truthfully, it's going to be history, This man is just, he's something else and he's special, and it's just it's amazing to just watch it happen, and it's even more amazing to be next to it while it's happening and really get to talk to him and go through his process, and just, it's amazing. Yeah,
because yesterday we were meant to meet. I think I texted you like, see you after Serrato's second top.
Yeah.
And then but I meant like second boulder, but then he didn't top it.
Yeah.
But still on that boulder, like, I was pretty close by, and you could, like, I really observed, like, his footwork was there. Like, it was a super big overhanging boulder, and nobody got the zone, but he was as close as
you can feel it that he wanted it, that he's willing to do whatever it takes.
And his technique is on point. He's so young.
Absolutely,
Yeah, no, you're right. He's super impressive, and we are watching history. And you're climbing next to history.
Yeah, and he's so good already. He's, how old is he now? 17 years old, and he already got so much knowledge and just experience, and just he's got it all.
We didn't mention your age yet, but you're 19.
I am 19.
And are you the first climber from Thailand to make semifinals?
Oh, actually, this is the funny thing. I think I'm the second one.
Okay.
Actually, Matt mentioned it yesterday, but truthfully, I don't really know who he's talking about.
All right.
I know that they might have been a female competitor who have from Thailand who have made semifinals before. But for men's, I'm not too sure. But hey, man, it was since 2011, the sport have changed so much. Everything have gone by, the competitors are all new faces now since 2011. Well, most. But yeah, I'm just happy to, be one of the only ones to make semi.
Yeah, and before talking, yes, we talked about the first two boulders. What happened to boulder number 3?
Boulder number 3. It was the, which one was it? It was the
blue volumes.
The blue volumes. Wait, hold up.
Was it the blue volumes? Do we have the clip? We have a clip of number 4. Let's roll the clip of boulder number 4.
Yeah, and for some people, I think it's been a bit of a relief almost, because, look at this from Ard. I'll be quiet for a second. Bumps that left foot over. Currently sitting in 5th now, trusting that left foot is...
Jumping up on one foot.
I don't know how he made that stick. No, and saved it. Your confidence. And someone like Oriana, I'm thinking, not making it through. You wonder if she can pick herself up from this, because this is the last chance she'll have to practice boulder at this level.
Yeah, it's true, but maybe she felt good on the wall and it just didn't came together in semi-finals, so...
Ard gets that slab done. Great climbing from him. He figured it out throughout the 5 minutes. And his first Boulder top in a world top.
All the zones could be worth something.
Definitely. One to watch here. Well, 2 tops. Let's see how he did it. Great on his feet.
Shaking, but still on the wall.
Innsbruck slabs, you just have to believe, don't you, that somehow it's going to work out.
That's a great way to end your first semi-final.
Boulder, or it was the last boulder and you were like, no pressure, I'm just gonna try and send it?
So truthfully, I may seem like a coordination and dyno isn't just super explosive, but I actually started off as a slab climber. I love slab, anything that's super precise, everything that has to work with body positioning. I love it. And I turned around and I saw this slab and I was like, I think I got this. And yeah, I gave it everything I had, and I was like, hey, it's the last boulder. I might as well just give it all I had, and it worked out well. It worked out real well.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. I've got one of the last questions here that I wrote down here. What are the biggest challenges for you? Also, because you do train in the US,
Yes.
but is there a national team? Do you have a coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, I train in the US, so I just train at any local gym over there, and it's actually a gym that I was a part of while I was in the youth circuits, and I coach for it now. So that's a vertical roll climbing team.
Yes, that's your climbing team that
yes,
you coach?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
that's the gym that I work for, that I coach, that I was on and competed for, and that have been my biggest supporter for countless amount of years.
And off camera, you name dropped a couple of climbers. I'm just gonna ask you to repeat them again.
Yes. So our head coach is Tyson Shanae. Really cool guy, really wise guys. And some of the names that you guys might recognize would be, Sean Bailey, Drew Rana, Quinn Mason, Melina Costanza, and hopefully now me. But those are kind of the 5 athletes that really came out from him.
Do we have questions from the audience? Because I see there is a question. Okay, my last question. What are your future goals? I mean, you almost made finals.
Yeah. Well, my realistic goal would be just make semi-final more consistent, because I think I'm going to head to Prague and then hopefully Seoul by the end of the year. And
so you're doing the whole Boulder
I think so,
world round?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to do that. And I just want to make more semi-finals, because truthfully, it is just so much fun to be able to climb these boulders that you don't usually see in, commercial gyms. And it's always a great time to just be in the ISO with your friends and just hang out and have a great time.
And goals for the future, maybe like 2028?
Oh no, absolutely. I gotta do it. It's
You're
not
training
certain,
for the Olympics.
but yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm hoping to be able to make it to the Olympics in 2028 and really,
Did I say
fight for
2022?
it. Oh,
I meant 2028.
2028. Yes, in 2028, I'm really hoping to, at least go to the last stage. Maybe go to the OQS or maybe final in the OQS. Just something that really, put a mark down there.
And are you also training for lead climbing?
Not this season.
Okay.
So this season I really want to focus on Boulder, because it's something that I need to practice being in a different environment, being in semifinals and being in an uncomfortable situation that I just have to compose myself, and that's why I really want to do well in Boulder, and clearly it paid off. And
it paid off.
I have learned a lot that I still need to learn to control my emotions and control my ability to climb under pressure.
All right. We do have a question from the audience. So, Flo?
Yes, the question is, how is the competition climbing situation in Thailand?
It's from the inside, it seems to be pretty okay. There's a couple of events here and there, mostly from local gyms, but a national championship, it is a complete mess.
Okay.
So, Thai Federation, if you're watching this, please fix that. But with the new power coming in, I think there's going to be a lot of more changes that will be happening, and hopefully it will be better for the sport and the federation and the whole country.
All right, we have more questions from the audience. Keep them coming.
So, what does he consider his weakness to work on right now? And which one of his strengths?
My power. My pinches and power. I am arguably one of the weaker climber on the circuits. I am not a strong climber at all, which leads us to my strength. So my coordination, body positioning, and just be able to perform under pressure. To a certain degree, of course, but I think I'm very good with coordination style, slap, and just body positioning. That'd be my strength. And
with slaps, you're not afraid to like slip and smash your face on a
volume.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't know, but
we saw that last night.
Yeah. If I'm wearing shorts, you can see all the marks and all the. Yeah, it's horrible. My chin is all gone and messed up. Yeah.
All right. Why did it? Oh yes. We have one last question for you, and then I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
Because tonight they're the lead
semifinals. Yeah.
Are you gonna stay around and watch them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What time is it? Do you guys know?
7:30 maybe.
Oh, there's two.
Oh.
I'll give you this. Oh, look like I got one of the drawings. Oh, there's drawings on everywhere. How would a dog wear pants? And there are 2 pictures.
Show to that camera.
Back a bit.
So.
Back a bit?
Oh, back a bit. Sorry. So, A or B? Oh, God, that's interesting.
How would it, yeah.
I feel like it would be this one, B, but it would be really funny if it was this.
My question is, does that look like a dog?
Hey, it can be anything as you put your mind to it, right? But no, I if I were to have my dog wear pants, it would be this one for sure.
Okay.
It's way funnier. It makes him look like a human.
True.
Yeah.
And you can probably take the same jeans from
exactly.
a human.
No, exactly. And then just kind of cut them out and make something out of it.
So we're actually getting questions out of this chalk bag because it's gonna be part of the giveaway. And to enter this giveaway, you have to comment all your answers to these random questions. So if you're clicking on now to live stream, or you're gonna be joining us later, in this case maybe you haven't seen this. Anyway, to enter the giveaway, you have to answer all of the random chalk bag questions in the comments below or in the live chat. And the funniest will win. So yes, try to be funny. We have one more question from the audience. Go ahead, Flo.
One more question is, what techniques are you using to prepare mentally for hard comp climbs?
So I have a couple of, techniques I use that really, helps me kind of, turn my conscious self into a, subconscious self. You would see me throwing up my hands, kind of making sure all the bloods are running out of my hands just to lower the temperature of my fingertips because I have very sweaty skin. And then at the last second, I throw everything down, make sure the blood rush back into my hands. And that's kind of like a little mark, a little something that's like, hey, I gotta try really, really hard. This is the most important moment of my life. And then walk up to the boulder, take a couple of deep breaths and just tell yourself that you've got to do it and this is important and really lock in.
All right.
I hope that answered your question. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for meeting up with me and everything yesterday as well. Really appreciate it. And
thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
You don't need it, but best of luck.
I'm sure I'll do it, but yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
The next interview, the next clip is actually from, yes, you can leave. Don't worry. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
So yesterday by the BD studio, popped by a Black Diamond athlete who you might know from a video or two. He's Jacopo Larcher, who's also a route setter here at the comp. So roll the clip. Hello, I'm here with Jacopo Larcher, who actually doesn't really need that much of an introduction. I mean, he's a BD athlete. He also is the 2010 Italian Boulder champion. You established some of the hardest trad routes in the world. And he also free climbed multiple multi-pitch climbs on El Cap. So good to have you here today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I have to mention that you're here as a route setter during this event. How is that like, and what are you actually setting?
I'm part of the lead route setting team this year, and we just put back the qualis on the wall. I said put back because we preset this year, because there was the para comp in between, and so we had this like week off basically, and we just put back the routes on the wall for tomorrow morning.
So you set them a week ago. I saw that in between you went to Seoul.
Yeah.
Right? How was that trip?
It was short, but it was good.
Are you trying anything?
Some projects, yeah. It was nice to grab some rock in between the setting, but it's nice to be back here, and I'm pretty excited to see how the athletes will do on the routes.
And I was actually wondering, does a lot of inspiration come from outdoor climbing while route setting, or by now it's such different sports that in your mind are separate?
I mean, the sport is changing, obviously, but also back in the days, I've never really looked for inspiration like outside for route setting. To me, it's like a separate world. I have some ideas which don't come from the rock.
Can you give us any spoilers for the semi-final round or the final round of the lead?
I can't. I mean, qualis are flash formats, so the athletes will be allowed to watch the videos like before on the climbs. And I think we have 2 routes in a different style. One is more like power endurance, the other one is more bouldery. Same for the women. And the semis like more sustained climbing, because the target is to get a good ranking. So you don't want the routes to have like some big rests, or just want them to get harder and harder and get the perfect ranking.
Yeah, because usually semis look way harder than the finals. And it's really the round that I guess you gotta take some climbers out. But there's always a discussion of like how actually hard is the route. I'm not asking you to put a grade, but you're a pretty strong climber. Can you actually do all of the moves on the route? Or there are some that you set and you're like, maybe they'll do it, maybe it's impossible.
Normally, like on a lead comp, we should be able to do all the moves, because it's not about the individual moves, it's more about like basically the routes slowly build up, and it's power endurance. So you normally do the moves, do some big links, but you normally don't send the route, so you don't even try to.
You don't try it from the bottom?
You try from the bottom, but you don't try to, I mean, it would be too hard anyways, but you don't try to send it. You try to do like big links to see if everything works well. It's nice to do some links because you want to feel how certain moves feel when you're a bit pumped. And if you just try the individual moves, maybe they don't feel too bad, but then when you link them together, they get like way harder.
I just want to quickly talk a little bit about outdoor climbing, because last time I saw you was in Anot. How's that project going? I guess now it's a bit warm to go back and try it.
I don't know if I'll be back this fall because I'm going to Yosemite for the season. So probably like next year in the springtime or like in winter. I'm pretty psyched for it. Just this year I didn't have enough time. Just spent like 4 or 5 days there, and training hard for it. I'll try to go back. And
Yosemite, any big objectives in mind?
We have like, I say we because I'm going with Papsi, with my partner. Yeah. And probably at the beginning we will try some single tread pitches. Magic line would be really nice. And then we will switch to some big wall climbing on El Cap. And we still have to decide what to try, but there are so many lines.
I actually just been in May. And I'm still really intimidated to actually go up El Cap because the whole logistics around it just sounds uber complicated. And then my boyfriend was really keen to go, but then I remember the picture that you posted of the nose being like, it stinks on the nose. I was like, that's my excuse. I don't want to smell, that stuff for days on end. Yes, I guess one of my last questions that I asked Babsi as well recently is, what's one of your most memorable climbing adventures or climbing moments that you had in your life?
Together, there are 2 good moments I remember. I think there are multiple, but like the 2 best ones are probably Magic Mushroom in Yosemite on El Cap, and then Eternal Flame in Pakistan, because it was a more complete experience. It was just about the climbing. It's kind of an expedition, so there is so much more involved, and was a really, really cool adventure. And alone, maybe Tribe, like this trad climb that I did a couple of years ago, because it was a really long-term project for me, and was a first ascent, and was also a really interesting process.
I'm gonna let you go real soon. I just have some this or that questions. So like rapid fire questions. Don't think about it too much. Ready?
Yeah.
Bouldering or sport climbing?
Sport climbing.
Grit or granite?
Granite.
Finger strength or core strength?
Finger strength.
Paragliding or climbing?
You almost got me.
And?
Next question.
Okay. Slabs or overhangs?
Overhangs.
Route setting or photography?
At the moment, route setting.
Who's your climbing hero?
Tommy Caldwell.
Best place to climb in the world?
Yosemite.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, remember you can like this video, but also subscribe. So thank you so much, Jacopo, for joining us. And from one route setter of the lead comps, we're here with another route setter for a boulder comp. Here with us we have Alina, who came all the way from Vienna to set not an IFSC comp, but it's taking place within the same event. So can you tell us a bit more about the comp that you're about to set this evening?
Sure. So it's called the Talents Cup, and it's for the youth. So it's the under 10, under 12, and under 14 categories. And they already had to qualify on another event. I think it was last week. So only the best kids in these categories are allowed to start here. They're going to have to do a bouldering jam. So they have 2 hours and 10 boulders, I believe, to climb on. Yeah, we haven't set the boulders yet.
Okay, so by a jam, you mean they are all climbing together, just jumping in?
Yes, kind of, but they're still...
We've got a German word.
Judges. I was
okay,
lost.
Yes.
There's still judges there, but they got like a paper with their name on, and they have to go from judge to judge.
All right.
Give them the paper, and then they're going in the bag and they're waiting until they're allowed to climb. But they're allowed to watch each other, and they can talk to each other at the same time.
So this show, we actually called it like the men's boulder special or something like that. I'm assuming that yesterday you watched the men's boulder final.
I did, yes.
As a route setter, what did you think of the setting last night?
I think it was nice to watch. It was super diverse. There was a lot of different movements needed. I think it was also nice from like a look-wise that few of them were really like over the top and a lot of big volumes, a lot of big holes. And I think it was number 3. Which was not the last one, number 4.
That was super. The moves were aesthetic.
And that was super minimalistic at the same time. There was not too much going on. It was more the focus on the moves. So I think it's really nice to see it in comparison, that you can just have nice moves and you can go over the top with the big volumes if you have them. But it can also be minimalistic and more easygoing.
Talk to me about boulder number 2, because nobody even got the zone.
Yeah.
And nobody got the top. But as you mentioned, like aesthetically, I found it a really cool boulder, like this roundy volumes, like jewel text and all, but it didn't quite play out. As a route setter, like when you see that unfolding live, what are you thinking?
I feel the pain the route setters are gonna feel.
Okay.
Like they're sitting somewhere hidden and being completely stressed out because they worked so many hours for their comp and they put everything in and just it doesn't work out every time. So that's just part of the game. And it's so often few tiny changes which would make a complete difference. Like to make the crimp a tiny bit better, like the zone hold, or I think it was blocked.
It was small and blocked.
Yeah. So maybe just put the block overhang. Putting the block away would have been enough. And I don't know the process, so maybe they were thinking about it. Maybe it was a last-minute decision. There are always last-minute decisions. So yeah, just like there's not much to do afterwards, and I think it was still a really nice boulder to watch. And I think even if no one got the zone, it was still spectacular to see.
And I asked Jacopo yesterday, and I don't know, but I basically asked him if he gets any inspiration from all the outdoor climbs that he does, whether it's the moves, the volumes, just like in route setting, where do you draw inspiration from? Is it from nature or you see it as a totally different sport?
I think it can be completely random where I got my inspiration from. It can be from rock climbing and from sport climbing outdoors because there's just so many different boulders and routes out there. You can't compare, I don't know, the climbing in Swiss to the climbing in Fontainebleau. Everything is bouldering
totally.
and it's completely different. So I think you can gain more information about the movements you want to do outdoors. But it's not only the bouldering or sport climbing outdoors, it's so much more.
And just to go back to the actual comp that you're setting, because I think that it's probably quite challenging actually setting for smaller people. Maybe they're also like less powerful. What type of things do you take into consideration before setting these boulders for the youngsters?
There's so much. I think it's sometimes even more gambling than with adults because they are still growing. Sometimes they don't feel their body at all. They don't know where it starts or where it ends. And the size differences are even bigger. Like I think in the under 12, there are girls which are like 2 heads smaller than me,
right.
And there are girls which are taller than me.
Right.
So there's everything in between. So at this comp, we got a list from the kids and the sizes and the ape index, which is quite helpful. So usually we try to know who the smallest is and who the tallest is.
So you literally have a ruler that you take to see if they can physically
Not always.
do that?
Some people do, some don't.
All right.
I think it's not necessary. It can be helpful, or it's really helpful if you know the kids who are competing.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's really impressive on how good these kids are already on comp moves, like the swinging around and jumping and doing coordination stuff. You can do almost all of their movements with them by now.
Right. Yes. Do they surprise you, like sometimes
They
just beat the
do.
brakes and...
Yeah. And it's super hard to test sometimes because they're so much smaller and sometimes it just fits so much better in the box.
Yes. And you cannot really... Yeah, that's so difficult to predict. It's like you can kind of imagine how the limbs are going to go in there, but...
You can think about it. You can think about it theoretical. You can get into the position, make yourself super small. But it just not always works out.
Yeah.
But I think by experience, you just know at some point what's going to work out and what's not.
All right. Do we have any questions from the audience? Yes, we do. We have a thumbs up.
So we've got a few questions.
A few.
Let's start. What would you consider... recreating a hard outdoor boulder as a comp climb, like Midnight Lightning, for example?
That's an interesting question. I think I wouldn't do the exact same boulder. I think I would maybe pinpoint some specific movements out of a boulder, like the main move, maybe. From a specific boulder.
It's like a big reachy.
Yeah. Maybe not for the kids.
Right.
But I think you can take 1 or 2 moves out of a boulder, but not the exact same boulder as a whole, because it's not as interesting to watch, I think, quite often. It can be nice because on the comps you have a lot of volumes and you can make it more three-dimensional. So it can be more interesting and still being the same moves, if it makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. And also something that I thought about while you were talking was that you mentioned that you are an IFSC route setter as well. Or like which category?
Yes, I'm a level 1 route setter for the IFSC.
Okay, and I'm wondering, like, before setting out the boulders that will be on TV, will be live streamed and all of this, how spectacular do you need to make the boulders?
I think it's different from comp to comp and from the team to the team, because some people just see it a bit different than others. For some people, it's more important to make it look nice by like the angles of the volumes. Everything is like at the same angle and parallel, and some people just don't care. I think it's a mix between the look of the boulder by itself, like the volumes and how they're ordered, and the moves, because it only looks nice and the moves are not spectacular.
If everybody can do the moves, or it's just like the.
So I think it's the in between, as we saw yesterday in the finals.
Yeah, definitely. I've got one random question for you. And again, for who wants to win the giveaway that Black Diamond has put on offer, all these nice goodies, you have to answer all these random questions in the comments below or on the live stream. So that's quite an easy way to win this giveaway. And also, it is only valid for people that live in the European zone, since we're in the Black Diamond headquarters of Europe. Let's kind of keep it, local to the continent.
So maybe I'm gonna participate as well.
Maybe we could, yeah.
Can I? Okay. Favorite Black Diamond piece of gear? As I'm a boulderer, I have to say the crash pads. Like, I'm starting to do more sport climbing again, but like the last few years, I've only been bouldering a lot. So I would say the crash pads, specifically the
Mondo.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the biggest one.
Yeah,
the
biggest,
red biggest
tallest,
one. Yeah.
The heaviest to carry.
But then, you know, safest to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better safe.
That was a good
Thank
piece
you.
of gear. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
A round of applause. All right, we've got one final guest, and just before he comes up, we actually have a little clip, and I was gonna ask you if you have any more questions for our guests or for tomorrow, because we're gonna be talking through the lead round. Just keep them coming. We'll check also after the stream has ended. And yes, roll the clip of Angelino, please.
Before my accident, I climbed a lot of, but mostly outside at rock climbing, and not so good. I climbed at 6C, 7A, and now I climbed harder, and that's very happy for me. Then I can climb only with hands better than before my accident.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't yet, you know, you can like this video, and please do, because with me on the couch, I've got Angelino, who's, that was a delayed applause, but who won on Tuesday the gold medal again. And I checked on the website of the FSC. You won 13 World Cups out of the 15 that you entered. So congratulations on that overall medals.
Thank you.
So my first question for you is actually, why do you carry a cam around?
It's a good question. It's like a lucky piece. And yeah, I love the cam, and maybe I hang a hängematte.
Hängematte? What's a hängematte? Please let us know in the comments.
It's to lie, and I hang it the hammock.
Oh, a hammock.
Yeah, a
okay.
hammock, and yeah.
So you use it to set up a hammock?
Yeah, and we try to save for me a boulder outside, and to clip a rope for me, and then I can check it out the boulder, and then I can't fall to the ground. Yeah, and it's safer for me.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Yeah, because I saw you in the elevator the other day with the cam, and I was like going around with a number 3, right? Or
yeah.
0.3.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now it's been a couple of days, but how do you feel after your win here in Innsbruck?
Yeah, it's super cool here, and I'm super happy with the result. And yeah, I feel good in shape. And then yeah, I won gold, and it's amazing here in Innsbruck, in this location. It's a super awesome atmosphere here, and yeah, I love it here.
And I noticed like there's quite a big paraclimbing team of the Austrian Federation. What has been set up in place for you guys to train over the years, and also how did they put together such a big team?
Well, yeah, I think the biggest group from our team is in Graz. It's near Slovenia, and yeah, we have also athletes in Innsbruck here, in Salzburg, Oberösterreich. Yeah, we are all super motivated for climbing and for training, and yeah, this spirit, we train together, and yeah, we love it, and then we can push ourselves and can climb good in the competition.
I think the clip that we showed was from an episode we did last year with you, and you talk a lot about training, and you were there with your coach. Where do you train, and how often do you train? Do you climb? Because I'm guessing like it's not as easy as me just walking into the gym. Yeah, how's your training set up?
I train 2 times bouldering, then 2 or 3 times lead climbing, and we go 2 times in the gym for lift some weights, and I think 2 times or 3 times to hanging on the campus or make some moves on the campus board, hang with weights. Yeah, that's basically the training, and we have 2 days rest in the week normally. Yeah.
And how often do you go sport climbing outdoors?
I would like to go more outside climbing, but yeah, I have not so much time to climb outside because the training is a lot of. And yeah, when I can go climb outside, it's special for me because it makes a little bit more fun than competition climbing. And yeah, I love it. Hopefully I can go more outside in the future.
All right, yeah, because the other night we were at the Innsbruck Black Diamond store. You actually showed one of your videos. I think it's called Sarre 2000. That
Yes.
you're like outdoor climbing, campusing this 8-day plus route, which is insane. Because like, I mean, yeah, how hard can you actually campus in the climbing gym?
In the climbing gym, I can project 8A or something like that.
Okay.
7C plus, 7C, yeah.
All right, yeah.
And yeah,
I'd say that's a solid grade indoors because it's always hard. I feel it's harder than outdoors actually indoor.
yeah.
routes.
But mostly I climb indoor 7A, 7B, yeah, like this.
And what would you say the grade of a lead World Cup route is for you?
What?
What would you say the grade is? Like, what does
Well,
the
it's a
grade
good-
feel?
Yeah, good question. It's at the start, I think it's a 6B plus, 6C, and then it goes harder and harder, and the final part maybe a 7B. Yeah.
Okay. And out of all your 13 wins, which has been the most memorable one?
I think that was the final route in Villar last year, because we merged with the other category with RP1. These guys can use his legs, and it's a little bit harder for me to climb with this category because I can only use my upper body. Yeah. And yeah, there in the final route, I can top the route and yeah, won in the next higher category, and it was really cool for me.
And then you became the campus king. Also, like, if they merge categories and it's even harder for you, come on. And I've got one last question. In that movie that we saw of Sarre, you had to train especially on monos. Is that still going on?
Not really. It's a really hard route and with a lot of small crimps. But the cracks, there is a really small mono pocket for the left hand, and then I move to the next hole to a small crimp, and that's the cracks in this route. And it's now a little bit too hard for me, but maybe I will send them in the next weeks, years, whatever.
It's there. I mean, yeah, that's a nice thing about outdoor projects. They stay there. They don't like take them off the wall. Well, hopefully. I heard we have a question from the audience. We've got 2 questions. Okay.
Yeah, we've got some really good questions. So, first one, questions for Angelino, obviously. Your shoulders are massive. What's your t-shirt size? Large? Extra large? Do you carry spare shirts for when you turn into the Hulk?
It looks like big or so, but my size is M, maybe sometimes L. Yeah.
Okay, watch
hang
out.
on.
Be ready.
We've got something coming in.
Cool.
I think it's an M. Yes.
Yeah, it's an M. And this lacks the mono hold in this route in Scherer.
So if you want to get it, check
for
out
a middle round, for the left hand. Yeah.
Is it left hand? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the left hand.
So it's exactly the move. Did they get it? This is probably a question for our Black Diamond marketing person. Did they get it from the screenshot and then they drew it? We don't know. Maybe. But if you want to get Black Diamond merchandise in all of this, we also have it on the EpicTV Shop. For anything else, check out the Black Diamond store. And we have more questions from the audience. Okay.
Okay, next question is, How would his dream line outdoors be?
The dream line outdoors. Yeah.
Steep.
Yeah, super steep.
Super
Also,
steep.
it's an important thing to super steep, because when it's too flat, I can't compose it because my legs will rub on the wall. Then it's important for me to have a steep or a really steep wall, and the way to the wall, it's not too long, too far for me, and yeah, that's the important things.
And like
for me.
Nice flat approach.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Maybe roadside. Okay. Yes, I've got one last random question from the chalk bag. And again, for who's just tuning in now, you can win this chalk bag and also this duffel bag, but that's in the giveaway for tomorrow because we're keeping the big goodies for the last show. You just have to enter the giveaway by commenting below or in the live chat all the answers to these random questions. And the funniest wins, because we decide what's funny or not, apparently. Go for it. This was chalk in there, but yeah. Oh yeah, the chalk bag comes obviously with chalk. Not obviously, but that's the way that we make it stand. Can you read it?
What's the best piece of climbing advice?
Sorry, my handwriting is questionable. What's the best piece of climbing advice you've ever received?
Good question. Received is...
Like, said somebody gave you some advice while climbing or that you heard around. I'm trying to
I think it was in Salt Lake City, a really old carabiner from a rock climber. It was have really deep rope Spurenkratzer.
Like used?
Yeah,
like it was super used. Okay.
It's a really cool thing. Yeah.
But he was like, change it out.
Yeah,
okay.
it's only
like
for...
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of mine. Probably like, I don't know. I should probably think of the answers to these questions as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely to have you here. There's a beautiful Black Diamond video about Angelino. It's already out in the world. It's called Sarre 2000. Or look it up. You should be able to find it. It's on the Black Diamond YouTube page. Today flew by, but thank you all for tuning in. And see you tomorrow, because that's our last live show. It's at 5 p.m. every day. Are there any more questions from the audience? No. Okay. This is a goodbye. Sign off. Auf Wiedersehen.